Well, I hope you guys are enjoying your morning. Thanks for joining us here on KARE 11 Plus. We're going to go ahead and take a deeper dive into the forecast here. Not only what we've been seeing this week, but we're going to take a long approach of a forecast. So again, this thing goes for 15 minutes. Welcome in. All right, so here's the below zero days. Are you sick of this? It has been a very cold February. Actually, it's been, we're right at the coldest February in the past 30 years that we've seen. So in recent memory, we are on pace for the coldest February. That will change. We're going to warm things up. Now, with that being said, we're looking at below zero days. Here are the below zero days this year in the white. 3 in December compared to 4. So actually started off the winter not that cold, kind of in line. Then all of a sudden January came and we were above average with our below zero days. It was pretty cold January, but we were only 1 degree or not even 1 degree below average in January, but it was below average. And now here comes February showing off. Not the way we want it to show off. So 11 degrees or 11 days below zero. The average is 6. We're about to go to 12 tomorrow, 13 on Friday. Probably doubling up the average amount of days below zero. So here were the lows this morning. Minus 10 in the cities, minus 14 in St. Cloud, minus 18 in Willmar, Alexandria, minus 20. These were the low temperatures. Now this is very cold and we're still in the Arctic air mass, but this is better than it was Monday, Tuesday, which is hard to believe. Osceola was actually at 24 below. I'm going to get off here and zoom in so you can actually see Osceola. Take a look at this. So Osceola was at 14 below. Cambridge at 17 below. It was a very cold morning. But Osceola was at 28 below zero yesterday. Areas around there, I think it was officially 25 below. But again, we're still warmer. So you can see the temperature change. This morning's low temperatures are warming, which is hard to believe because I just showed you the lows for the day. We're 4 to 5 degrees warmer. Now, the reason we still had some cancellations, or I guess they were technically school delays, was because of the winds. And it's not that much warmer. But we are showing signs of improvement. Look at how much warmer it is this morning in International Falls and Rochester, actually 12 degrees warmer. So again, the problem was really the winds today. The winds were surprisingly strong, and this morning we had those winds at 5 to 10. Now, I think we'll hold on to those winds today throughout the day at 5 to 10, and you can see some of these low wind chills. Still, this morning's wind chills got down to 40 below in Alexandria and Willmar. Now, these are the spots that had a 2-hour delay this morning, which was a good idea because, again, wind chills at 38, 40 below you don't want to mess with. Now, the cities still got down to around 29 below for our low wind chill. Most of the morning was around minus 25. It's an advisory. It was an advisory this morning, not an extreme cold warning. So we were close to the extreme cold warning, but we weren't there. We were there on Tuesday, so there is a slight improvement. Temperatures are on the top here in the blue. Light blue is going to be the wind chill. Now, this is the first time we're going to break minus 10 all week. We've been below minus 10 the entire week. So this afternoon is an improvement, but it does make me feel bad because I'm like, yeah, it's warming up, but it's minus 7. Afternoon, we're going to see temperatures at around 5, 6, 7 degrees. I do think we'll see a few clouds. You don't see a lot of cloud cover when you're in the Arctic high, but there'll be a few more clouds today. There's a weak little system off to the north. So there's some flurries up here in Duluth again. Duluth, Grand Rapids, and Grand Marais. No impacts from this at all. Temperatures are not going to be warm, 5 to 7 degrees. Not warm at all. It's just an improvement. That's the word I'm using today because it was minus 2 on Monday. It was 2 yesterday, and now we're going 5. We're warming about 3 or 4 degrees every day. Thursday's morning low. I want you to be prepared for another cold one. Minus 6 degrees overnight into Thursday. You could see temperatures off to the west. Minus 13 tomorrow morning. Is it warmer than this morning? Yeah. Is it still really cold? Yeah, it is. Afternoon on Thursday, we got temperatures from 8 to 14 degrees. Now, the good news with Thursday is we got sunshine. And I think the 14 is going to feel rather warm. This is the first moment where I would say we're kind of out of it. We're out of the Arctic air a little bit. Speaking of that Arctic air, take a look at the temperatures. So these are the actual morning low temperatures from this morning. Again, you can see the minus 10, minus 28 in Bismarck. I love showing this because it is, I don't think a lot of people know this. Skagway, Alaska is 41 degrees positive. Okay? How the heck does that happen? Well, I put the jet stream on to explain this. You can't see it very well here, but there's a ridge. A ridge is where you go south, the jet stream lifts to your north. Okay, the jet stream popped north of Alaska. That's why they're 41. Now, when that happens, what has to happen every single time? It launches a trough in the central parts of the United States and Canada, the central parts of North America, take the trough. That's us. So the trough, and you can even see Boise at 36. It's a huge divider from epically Arctic air to warm air. Another thing to note on this map, the Arctic air is sitting over Bismarck. In fact, it's one of the coldest spots in the world, I guess you want to call that. Key Lake's technically colder, but look up to Yellowknife. So Yellowknife is -4 and Bismarck's -28. That to me indicates that this is wrapping up. This is almost done, because really you break a piece of the Arctic off, air mass, and then you bring it down here, and then it just weakens and weakens and weakens. So tomorrow, I bet you Yellowknife's even warmer. We'll start to see the warm air actually build in Canada first, and then we'll drive it in. Again, there's that little bit of cloud cover that we talked about here today. Most of us are going to see some sunshine. Could you see some increasing clouds? Yes, most of the clouds will be increasing in northern Minnesota. What's the big story from the country? It's a major snowstorm down here in Asheville, Nashville, and Virginia Beach. We're looking at 6 to 10 inches. Who just got 6 to 10? Springfield, Missouri. Just got 6 to 10 inches, got wallop, shutting down roads. So while we're dealing with this Arctic air mass, there are consequences to the southern parts of the country. So this is the high from the Arctic. It drives that jet to the south. And take a look at the actual snow map. There is more snow again in pretty much the entire state of Missouri and even Arkansas than there is in southern Minnesota. This was an unlucky year for Minnesota. Let's just say it like it is. They've had a ton of snow in Kansas City, just frequent snowstorms, like 7. And we just haven't had that in southern Minnesota. Northern Minnesota had the clippers. Southern Minnesota got missed by the storms to the south, and this is what it is. So the country, the snowpack looks fantastic for the country. But I will tell you, say goodbye. It's going to be over. We're going to start to melt, not just us, everybody. So you're building that ridge I showed you in Alaska. It's actually going to start breaking down, and we're going to start taking the ridge. And the trough will start shifting east. You can imagine the trough is where it's cold. So the ridge is going to start taking over. Alaska is going to probably start getting cold again, because we are the opposite of Alaska. If Alaska's warm, we're cold. If we're warm, Alaska's cold. So thank you for the warmth, Alaska. So you can thank Alaska. We can blame Canada for the cold, but we can thank Alaska for the warmth. How warm is this? It's 40s. Okay, we're going to be in the 40s for a while. This is not a day. This isn't a one day. This is a true pattern change. We're going to see temperatures at 40 plus degrees for 10 straight days, give or take. Maybe you'll be at 38, maybe we'll be at 42, but you're going to start to see this. Weekend forecast Saturday, I got you at 30. Now, Saturday's a good day. If you're going to be outside, you're going to go ice fishing, you're going to go skiing. I would do it this weekend. If you were thinking, I really want to go skiing this weekend, or I really wanted to go ice skating this winter, Saturday's your day. Maybe Sunday morning would be fine. But once we start melting this, winter's going to end quick. And it kind of stinks, because we got 30 inches of ice on the lakes. It's going to start turning really sloppy. And I think by March 1st, this stuff's going to be wrapped up already. So again, that's wild to say because it's been so cold. But I think we got our first shot, 40 degrees on Sunday. Take a look at this. This is Minnesota in a nutshell. Monday's wind chill was 37 below in the Twin Cities. How about Sunday's high? All right, so we're going from -37 to 38 above by the end of the weekend. So 1 week, over 70 degrees, right? That's incredible. 75-degree warm up here from just week to week. That's how you know we're going from Arctic air to an extreme whiplash in temperatures as we warm things up into next week. So 5 degrees today, partly sunny skies. We'll have some cloud cover north because we're going to be seeing clouds start to increase from the north. Thursday is slightly warmer. It's -6. Thursday is not a warm day. 14 in the afternoon. By Friday, we go to -2, and then 18 in the afternoon. I think the jump really transitions as we go into Saturday. Saturday, 30 degrees. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Like I was alluding to, the 40s are here for quite a while. If I put like a 20-day forecast on here, there's going to be a lot of 30s and 40s on there as we warm things up. All right, well, we're going to rehash this and get going back to the sub-zero weather that we have right now. Take a look at these low temperatures that we dealt with. These are the current day, Wednesday morning lows as you woke up this morning. It was very close. Our school did not have a 2-hour delay. It was close. 10 below zero was our low temperature here. Osceola 14 below. Now, 24 below was the low temperature yesterday, or some places around there were like 25, 26 below. Epically cold yesterday. Not the same. That's a sign that you've cracked a little bit of that Arctic air, and we're starting to push our way out of this. You might not notice it. If I'm being honest with you, you probably won't notice it. Alexandria is still 20 below. It has been one fun year in Alexandria, or February. You guys have been at 20 below every day. Pretty much. I mean, you give or take a couple days, you've been at 20 below zero. When we've been at 10 below in the Twin Cities, you've been at 20 below in Alexandria. This is also fairly shocking. We are 5 to 15 degrees warmer this morning. Right now, again, yeah, we're warming up, and we're in the process of that. I think the reason that we held on to some of these warnings, the extreme cold weather warning in Willmar and in St. Cloud and Alexandria, that was because of the wind speeds. Again, we've seen winds at 10 to 12 miles per hour. Gusting over 15. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. These are the low wind chills today. Minus 40 in Alexandria, minus 40 in Willmar, 32 below in St. Cloud. We got to 29 below here in the Twin Cities, so while it isn't as cold as Tuesday was about 37 below, 35, 36 below, it's still really cold outside this morning. So again, as you even go through the early afternoon, you got to bundle up, because the early afternoon, we're still going to see wind chills at minus 12, minus 11. So here's tracking the wind chills. You can see we bottomed out here, minus 29 for that low. And noon to 2, we're still going to be at minus 14 to minus 10. So the kids, are they going out to recess? I don't think they're going to be going to recess today. The threshold at our school is minus 10. So that's going to be minus 10 until 3. By the time we get to 5, 6, 7, minus 7. So your kids are stuck inside. That means they're going to be acting a little crazy, at least in our household. Now, we're going to have some clouds increasing from the north. That's why it's actually warmer up here, because of that cloud cover, which is an odd thing, right? You do that in the summertime, it would be way colder. Not now. The sun doesn't mean as much quite yet as it can in a couple of months. But again, this is because we're so much colder this morning out here. Alexandria, you're at minus 20 degrees for a morning low. You just can't warm up. Twin Cities minus 10, we'll get to 5. We'll try to warm up. Now tonight is still going to be a cold night. I got us at minus 6. So tonight, minus 6. Willmar, Alexandria, it's an improvement. Minus 20 was today. You're going to go to minus 13 tomorrow. Here's the statewide forecast for you Thursday afternoon. 18 degrees in Brainerd, 14 degrees in the Twin Cities as we're trying to break out of this cold air. Now, the reason it's warmer east is because the actual Arctic air mass is west. This is the center of the Arctic air. It's going to be in North and South Dakota. That's why it's only going to be 9 in Ortonville. Most of the time, Ortonville's our warm spot. Not this time, because Ortonville, usually it's warmer west. It's just more volatile as you get west of the Twin Cities, which is hard to believe. But Bismarck will prove that, right? 36 below yesterday. 36 below zero yesterday, and then in the summertime, their average high is like 95. So nobody's crazier than Bismarck. I just don't think I'd ever take that from them, which they can have, that crazy weather. So this is the coolest thing. I love this map because it proves that when Alaska's warm, 41, we are cold. If Alaska's warm, we are cold. And the more extreme it gets, the more it has. So the warmer that Alaska gets, the colder we have to get. If there's one thing you take away from this, this is it. The weather is trying to find an equilibrium. So if you pop something over here, the other thing has to go more extreme. So if you have a little bit of a bump, then you have to have a little bump. It's a seesaw, right? You got to find that. So again, if you put a bunch of weight on the end of a seesaw, well, you're going to have to put a bunch of weight over here. So the more extreme it is, the more extreme it goes wherever you're talking. So minus 28 degrees in Bismarck and 41 above in Alaska. That's pretty extreme. And again, sometimes I think weather is fascinating. Well, I always do. I love weather. Here you go. There's the cloud cover. You're seeing this up towards areas in the North Shore right now. That's cloud cover and flurries. So we're going to see some cloud cover today north of the metro. Probably not going to see it here. The big story is this big snowstorm. If you haven't noticed, North Carolina, Virginia Beach, Nashville, Missouri, they had another snowstorm. Snow lovers, not the winter for you as we wrap things up. I feel bad. It just wasn't the year. Southern Minnesota has less snow than almost all of Arkansas and all of Missouri. And that's absolutely weird. Temperatures are going to warm up substantially as we go into the next couple of weeks here. Hang in there. Yes, it's Arctic right now. That will change. Tomorrow, minus 6 degrees. Is it slightly warmer? Okay, yes, still minus 6. Minus 2 Friday morning, and there you go. Once we get to the weekend, we warm up. 30 on Saturday, 38 degrees on Sunday, and there is your string of 40s.